Well, hello everyone. You realize I played the wrong intro. So, hi, and welcome to the range. My Amazon just went off. Alexa, stop. Jeez. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Ranger Rob Country Living Podcast. And today I'll be a good show. We get the subject we're going to talk about. Anyway, today was also a processing day for my pigs. So John and Debbie were nice enough to come over to our place to back me up in case my pigs decided to go amok, but everything went pretty smoothly.
Now we herded them in.
Yep, you're a good herder. You see John's out there chasing the pigs. They're running around the pen, barking like dogs.
Amy's on her way.
Okay. And anyway, so thank you for guys for coming over. Actually, it went a lot smoother than we thought, but I've never done 3 at a time. I've always last time I did pigs in a custom cut was just one last year, and that was easy to handle. So it was nice to have you there. So appreciate that. So before we get going, I want to let you know that we're also on Rumble and Twitch. If you use those there she is. We're right in the intro part still here. Amy's here. But we got Rumble and Twitch. You can get it. We also launched and changed the Central Oregon radio, shut it down for a while, and changed it to Crooked River Ranch radio. So we are back syndicated on radio and on the Crooked River Ranch radio. And I wanted to try to get something a little bit more local to allow people to put their businesses and services on there for free. So, moving right along, we have some interesting subjects today. One of them is kind of something I just learned about, which is called climate anxiety. And then the other thing I wanted to talk about was a little bit of processing livestock, considering we had 3 pigs processed today, and I think they all tie in together. So, but before we get going, I got the very first thing we got to do, and this is a brand new thing on our show. You ready? Question is, where is Rev today? Could he be in America? Could he be in another country or another state? Let's find out. Where's Rev today?
Oh man, this is great.
Where are you?
Where are you?
You guys don't want to guess? You're taking the fun out of the game.
I told you, Florida.
I think you're in your driveway again.
Where do you think, Miss Aimee?
You said it was pretty warm. It was 80 degrees. So maybe
Yeah, but he's
Florida?
sitting in his truck.
I'm always in my truck though.
Yep. Or on your tractor.
Okay, was it 80 degrees outside?
Yeah, it was 80 degrees outside.
Okay, you're in Florida.
Okay. What do you got, Rob?
I say Florida.
What do you think, Miss Aimee?
Georgia.
Oh, we lost her.
Oh, she's gone.
That's her answer?
Yeah.
It's like, I'm out of here. If this is the game you're playing.
Whenever we give her tough questions, she just logs out.
But you are right, Miss Debbie. I am in my driveway.
Yes.
It is 80 degrees in North Carolina.
Wow.
No way.
Yeah, it is. It is. My light keeps going on and off. I'm sorry about that. I have to keep turning it on.
Poor Amy. Where's she going?
I think she's got to pay her internet bill. Well, I'm on the same kind of system she's on, so I hope mine's going as better than hers is.
Rob's stealing all the
There
internet.
she is.
Yeah.
Amy, it's all Rob's fault.
Yep.
He's taking all
Amy.
the internet waves.
Blink twice if you're okay.
Shoot a flare in the air.
She's
Maybe
not
we can see it
blinking
from
at all.
here.
That's a picture of Amy.
There she is.
Are you there, Amy?
No.
This is
Well,
an even funner game.
Yeah. And by the way, John will be on later today, and I also forgot to get over on the comments. So anyway, okay. So climate anxiety. I want to define it first. So um, for there's a lot
This
of
could be
young
really
people that
interesting.
are kind of coddled. They're not out and about like a lot of us are, especially in the homestead world and stuff. So there's actually, it's not a mental illness, but it's a concern of young adults and older too, um, of climate issues happening around the world, whether it's pollution or whether it's hot and cold and things like that. And so um, they call that climate anxiety. And so they say that it's for a lot of young adults that they're considering whether they even want to have kids or want to get married or want to buy a house or make plans and stuff like that. And so it's a real concern in that. And I think the media and the fact that we're always bringing it up that there's climate change, we're getting too hot and all that they're carrying that concern with them um, to a point where it's affecting some people mentally or in anxiety wise, or I'll even say the word kind of triggered over that subject. And so I want to bring that up because although a lot of people say, well, that's kind of wimpy or whatever it is, well, you got to remember it's a different generation and a lot of people don't live in the country like we do and stuff like that. So to them, that's a real anxiety that they may not comprehend that I guess what I want to do in our show is to say, I have 4 people right now, and there'll be more later on, that are proactive as far as what that subject is. So I think if you want to be concerned about climate or climate change, um, whether it's pollution or whether it's something, I think is there's a lot of proactive things that each and every person can do. And I'll use one, and we brought this up before, and we're John and Debbie were talking about it earlier today, is one little thing I was trying to quit doing was using Keurig because of those little cups. And so I've been working real hard to get my equipment and everything changed over for making coffee just to go by, using beans now. And so it took me a couple of shots at it, but I think I've mastered the art. But there's all these little things that we can do to reduce our carbon, I want to say imprint, is that right? And things like that. That one of the things is your homestead and small ranches and stuff like that are actually, a lot of these people are working the subject of climate change or improvement. And so I wanted to kind of talk about some of the things we're all doing. So I'll bring up some of the things I'm doing. One is raising my own animals is one of the big things. Is to me, it may not be climate anxiety or something like that, but I caught some new videos of how commercial people are processing our meat for stores and stuff like that. And there's some really cruel things going on with animals in the way they process them. And
Even how they're treated when they're
it's
living.
awful. The things they do to pigs and lambs and cows. Oh my gosh, I couldn't even watch it. And we just processed 3 pigs today. And I'm just looking at how we did. I'll kind of get descriptive. I didn't take pictures and anything like that, but they were shot between the eyes with a gun. It was instant. Bang. They're out. And there was no suffering, nothing. It was over. And that's the reality of that kind of stuff. But some of these things that they're doing with pigs in a commercial is they're putting them in gas chambers and things like that. And if you're going to complain, do things like that, and sit in a room and worry about it, you're not doing any good at all. So what can you do about anything that whether you're living in the city or whether you're living in the country, what improvements can you do to make those things better? And when it comes to climate, maybe you should try to drive less, or maybe the different ways of or tools that you use. What could you do and improve that kind of area, that kind of thing? So I want to look at the proactive of, I think a lot of homesteaders are people on the right track to make our climate and our life nicer or better for our kids in the future. And so I watch Aimee. She's teaching her kids how to handle animals, grow up animals, how to process animals, and they have a grasp of what the realities are, um, as opposed to a lot of kids that they have no idea where our food comes from and stuff like that. So I don't know. I gave my panel here some links of some what they were saying. And a lot of the adults in the that were talking about the subject were uh, talking about have a conversation with your kids, educate your kids, talk about the subject. If you're worried about it being too hot or too cold, or you're worried about how things are changing, have discussions of what you think it is. Find out, do some research. Like, is it natural or is it man-made? There's a lot of things like that. So. Um,
Well, just to put it in perspective,
yeah.
what happened in 1930? We had a dust bowl.
Yeah.
How did that happen? Ooh, people overfarmed.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Poof, you got an instant dust bowl. Was that climate change?
I know. And the problem is, I don't think we learned from that experience. I mean, in some cases we did, but others, but yeah, our processes of how we do things, commercial ways that we process food and stuff like that, is some of it's terrible for the environment and terrible for the soil and stuff like that. And especially a lot of people like Justin Rhodes and all these guys, or Polyface Farms, they're showing different ways of how we could do the same thing we're doing today, but do better processes to incorporate our animals, to improve our soils, things like that. So anyway, it's just I want people to not be afraid of it, and I don't want young people to be hiding in their bedrooms or going through anxiety or losing sleep or anything like that. And I want them to embrace it, and then also take the time to say, what can I do to maybe do a positive impact on it? And yes, I don't disagree with protesting and letting your leaders and your government and stuff, by or organizations that are trying to get that recognized. So getting involved and working with the community and taking responsibility of some things that you can do. Like, I don't know about you, but in the old days, my dad used to change the oil in the car, and then we poured the oil in a ditch. We all did it. And it's like, well, maybe we shouldn't do that anymore. And so the world changed, and now we all process our oil differently.
Well, now that you think about it, we live in one of the harshest environments that Oregon has to offer, yet we still make our ranches work.
Yeah. I know. It's like we get people like Caleb and stuff. They go, "Oh yeah, I got grass." Yeah. It's like, shut up. and Revs, he does it too. He's got all that grass.
Yeah, him and his 80 degrees.
Yeah.
But then again, even though we don't have grass, we make it work.
Yeah.
It's just all in how you look at it.
Mm-hmm.
There's a will, there's a way.
Yeah. So I'm saddened by young adults having these feelings, but
It's
also
not just the adults. They're putting it in the children's head too.
Yeah.
And that's what's scaring them, is what they're being told by the news and other means, that it's getting embedded in their brain, so they're scared for the future.
Yeah. And I got to talk about
climate change for years.
Yeah, in fact, the world's not even supposed to be here, according to Oh, what was that guy's name?
I don't know who you're talking about.
Perot.
All of them.
No,
All of them. I agree.
The one that started this whole climate change thing way back, Purdue or something like that.
Oh no, I was oh gosh, he ran for vice president
He's in
and then he tried to
Florida.
run for president.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Al Gore?
today, just so after I watched a lot of videos, I saw a lot of sensitive young people.
Gore.
Al Gore.
There you
Gore,
go.
that
Good
was
job, Jack.
But anyway, later on, I well, I had our pigs process, and this kid gets out, 20 years old, 20-year-old kid. That would be one of these, not even a millennial, Generation Z or whatever. I mean, you would think, oh my gosh, you would not expect a 20-year-old that was processing my pigs. I mean, came out, he used a gun. Oh my God, a gun? And processed the whole
That's not
pigs. He
surprising.
skinned
He's
them.
using a gun.
And anyway, it was just like meeting kids back in the 70s and 60s when we were kids. It was normal. It was absolutely someone who was really I was just shocked. It's like, you're kidding, you're 20 years old. And so there is young people that still are pretty, their parents are teaching them things about basics of life and how animals are raised and how to process them and stuff like that. So
I bet
It
you
was
didn't
really
go to
nice.
college.
what's that?
I bet you he didn't go to college.
Oh no, but he's got a guaranteed job forever.
No, that's the only reason why he still thinks clearly, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I hear you, Rev.
So Rev, did you go to college?
I did for a couple months actually, but
Couple months.
I know guys that won't hire you if you've been to college. They're like, I'm not dealing with that. You know what I mean? Because it's a bunch of crybabies.
Yeah, what they teach you in college has nothing to do with any job skills that you're going to do. I've been there.
When I was in college back in the day, it's like they actually taught you skills and taught you things that were good to to
And
get.
it was
but now-
hands-on.
Yeah. So anyway, so it's a real thing, people, climate anxiety. And I think it comes down to education. And I think it's our responsibility as adults to
And educate them.
educate and show them the real world. And if you have to, start going on tours on farms and start realizing how we're this. Even the 20-year-old goes, he's amazed at how many people have no idea where their food comes from and how it's processed. And I didn't even know some of these things are going on as far as how they're producing livestock in a large volume, and some of this stuff is so inhumane it's not even funny, and gets me more motivated to make sure that I'm buying.
And we just lost Rob.
Did we?
So Rev, how's it going?
Oh, did I cut out?
it's going great.
That'll bring him back.
I think you guys really scared Aimee off, or either that or I brought up a
she's having problems. She texted and said that she might have to bug out because her computer's just buffing.
Mm.
And she can't hear half of what we're saying.
Yeah, she couldn't hear.
The other thing I wanted to do was, well, first of all, make sure everybody has a chance to talk about what you've exposed yourself a little bit to what this climate anxiety and any.
I'm not so sure I believe that's a real thing.
Oh, it's real to some people.
I think, and I'm not disagreeing with that part, but I just think that, is it really a thing, or is it what people are being fed? So that's the anxiety part, is what they're being taught.
Exactly.
I don't believe that there's a real thing, climate anxiety. I don't believe that. I mean, we've been talking about it for years, and now all of a sudden this year it's going to be a thing. I have a hard time believing that.
It's almost like a lot of the young people are just looking for a new thing they have anxiety about.
Exactly. That's what I mean. Who have you ever heard of that before? Out of all the years we've lived, have you ever heard that before? No.
Nope.
It's and from watching the YouTube that you shared with us, it's all coming out of the same news channel.
Institutions. Yeah.
I wasn't going to say the name. But anyways, I just don't believe that there is a real medical illness that has to do with climate anxiety. I have a hard time believing that.
I'm
Yeah,
with you, Jack.
When I was doing a lot of research, they were trying to make sure it's not a mental disorder. It's just something that's concerning to a lot of people. And I think it's just because of exposure, media, TikToks, things like that. If that's your world, that's the world you're in. This social media thing, it probably could grow on you as far as you start getting paranoid about everything that does has to do with food, has to do with water, has to do with train derailments and pollution and stuff like that. And you hear enough of that stuff, just like
Yeah, so what, we're just
I
gonna
was pretty
label
sure
it
that Trump was getting arrested today and he didn't.
Now they postponed that.
Yeah, but the media, they were just sure it's going to happen. They were just bouncing off the walls.
Well, he even thought so too. So they say.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's all the news channels got something to say.
Yeah. So anyway, you can see where this anxiety can be built up if you're someone that's just watching the news all the day and you're not going outside and you're not.
And they just need to turn the news off and go outside and do something.
Listen to you, Mr. News Queen.
Hey, I can relate to that. I used to sit down and watch the news, like just leave whatever I watch. Well, it used to be Fox.
24/7 right here.
Oh, I do not.
Yeah.
Really?
I got my alien
You're gonna lie
stuff
about
in
this
there.
right here?
I got my
the world?
I got my alien stuff in there.
Oh God. Another thing I don't believe in.
I see. I got a private note from Aimee. Okay, got it. One thing we didn't do yet.
Shout outs.
I can't. Somebody else called out.
Graphics.
It's time for Ranger Rob's shout outs. Yes, this is the time we want to recognize businesses, websites, and services. Here's today's spotlights. Hey, so I got a big shout out. You ready?
Go for it.
It's for Debbie.
Oh, I knew this was coming. Oh, Jesus.
So,
Oh, big mouth.
no, it's a compliment. So, Debbie decided that she was going to come over and watch the pigs get processed. And she never wanted to watch her own because she feels like she's a kind of attachment. She thought maybe coming over to my place, since those aren't her pigs, that maybe she could see how the process works of how they terminate a pig and stuff like that. And I gotta admit, it can be rough if you're not used to it. And she was there and she was at the beginning and stuff, but she identified about a certain point in time when she's going, I can't watch anymore, and that's cool. But the thing is, she's going after her fears or things that bothered her, and she exposed herself to it, and probably wish she hadn't. But at the same time, I can't. But I compliment her in the fact that she tried and took a look and gets kind of reality because she wants to know what it's like for the animals that she's raising and stuff, and she got a taste of it. But anyway, I commend you for doing that. It was really brave of you.
Thank you. It will never
Good
happen
job, Debbie.
again. Hey, it will never happen again.
You're kind of like Batman.
Yeah.
You face your fears.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was very impressive. The next thing
I
I
wanted to
want
watch
to do is
the whole thing, but yeah, I just couldn't do it. lost my breath, and that's all it took. I was out of there.
Yep, no problem. And it's still the fact that my wife doesn't like to come out either. She wants nothing to do with it. That's okay. And the other thing was Cinder Butte Meats. I wanted to make sure for those guys that came out and processed, they have a mobile processing truck that they brought in, and they do everything from the back end of the truck. And they're very courteous. They had a real young kid that processes them. I was a really impressive kid. And I interviewed him a little bit, but my camera was acting up a little bit. But yeah, he was a good spokesman for the company, and they're a good company. So Cinder Butte Meats.
Did you find out where he was from?
Where he was from?
Yeah, he had an accent.
I don't know where he was. I think he's been local area.
I don't think so. I don't think he's from here.
He
had an accent. I was just curious if you asked him.
And Debbie and John, you had a shout out today.
Go ahead.
No, here it was yours. You do it.
We went down to the Ram dealer. Now I own a Rebel.
I'm not sure if you should give him a shout out or not. I think he just talked to you to buy a new truck.
Oh, heck no. This is the one we wanted.
This was all us.
Yeah, this is the one we wanted.
What happened is we went into the dealership because our fob's been acting up. So we went in to get the fob. So we went in to get 2 new fobs just programmed. And of course, we had to wait in line for our turn. And so we decided to go for a walk outside. And I seen this panel van, and I was going to go check it out. And there our truck set. We seen it about 3 months ago. And
it just called to us, and we had to get it.
Didn't even make it to the panel van. So yeah.
Did you get your fob fixed?
What's that?
Did she get her fob fixed on the other one, or what?
Yeah. Oh yeah, we got both of them fixed, and I made them pay for it.
They even called us back saying,
we didn't pay for it.
We didn't pay for our stuff. And I said, hey, we don't own the truck.
That was in the deal. You guys pay for it. So
I don't know where you guys get all this money, because I can't afford a truck.
Well, we had to.
You had to.
Yeah, we got to pull a trailer that's a lot heavier than the last trailer we had.
So yeah, we had to get a new truck anyways.
Yeah, I guess 20 years ago when I bought my truck, it was kind of my excuse too.
You know, if you go ahead and take that canopy off, you can use that truck more. Use it.
Yeah,
like a truck.
I just wish I could get my friends to come over and help me get it off.
Then your mice will get wet.
Oh my gosh.
That's right.
By the way, I got it out there with little umbrellas.
You're going to be a good steward for your animals. You know that, right?
Yep. Yeah, I caught another one too, by the way, but I very humanely. I don't want to get mice anxiety. So anyway, I had a note in here. Oh, Reb, did you have any shout outs today?
Yeah, shout out to Growing Answers YouTube channel. They're they're a hydroponics channel, mainly Growing Answers. And shout out to 5th Season Nursery in Greensboro, North Carolina, which is a hydroponic shop that me and my wife went to last weekend, and they helped us out a ton. They told me stuff that I didn't even know, which I'm doing now, to be honest with you. But so yeah, shout out to them. 5th Season Nursery.
You know, it's still amazing is like a lot of the stuff with hydroponics, you can easily build yourself without buying their kits and stuff. You just got to know how to put PVC pipe together and drill holes in it.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And play with pumps. And, but yeah, if you want to save money and want to try hydroponics, don't necessarily go to those stores, which they're nice people and there's really neat stuff there. But if you want to keep your costs down, good old PC pipe from a Home Depot. I'm telling you.
Oh yeah, for sure. But we were getting like net cups and shoot, all kinds of other stuff that you couldn't really find at a regular. Because we're doing he told us about aeration. If you add aeration to cracky, I guess it's called DWC, deep water culture or something like that. And since then I've done a little research, and if you can do it, you should do it. Like it's way better for the root system of the plant. That's what I'm taking out of it anyway.
Yep. So our floating rafts,
the stuff to put in there.
Yeah, we the floating rafts we have in our greenhouse, they have aerator systems in it.
They have aerators in there. I got you.
Yeah. So, but it's basically the same thing as cracky, only it's blowing bubbles.
Exactly. Yeah.
So one thing about hydroponics I'll just bring up is it's all about how does the plant get its oxygen. So each different system has the roots act a little differently, but it's accomplishing the same thing. So like NFT, you got a spacing and a little river at the bottom of the pipe. So you get that spacing in between the area. Well, the oxygen for the plant comes from that spacing, where it comes from a floating raft or cranky. It's the oxygen that comes from the aerators, which is aerators, the same thing. It goes into your aquarium, basically. The plants will get its oxygen that way. And same thing with Dutch buckets. So it's all about what are you trying to accomplish and why does it work? And so one of the things you got to learn quick is how is the plant getting its oxygen? And once you kind of think of that way, these different systems will make sense to you. So that's enough of that. So have you got a system started, or are you just getting your parts?
No. Well, we haven't planned anything yet. I got everything together. But I was out of town this week in Nashville, and I just got back last night, and we are going to be getting everything assembled, the solution put in, and getting the aeration going, and making sure everything's fine, and maybe going and buying some tomato plants tomorrow, and trying to start some from seed, but do a couple from starter plants as well. So we should be up and running this weekend. I got all my lights up, and I'm trying to get my timer worked out. So we should be doing this weekend. We should be growing.
So are you going to do just cranky method, or are you going to do NFT
We're going to do cranky, but adding the aeration. So DWC, I guess that's technically called. So that's what we're
maybe
going to do.
Next week I'll try to find a sample video and stuff that kind of talks about those two subjects. But yeah, that's awesome. That's gonna be cool. But I'm going to try cranky this year, but I don't want to put aeration in it because I want to see if I can do tomatoes without using any resources. I don't want to use electricity or anything because if shit hits the fan, I want to be able to grow some of my really favorite plants without electricity. And so I want to do it without pumps, and I want to do it without aerators.
Hey, can you turn the lights on, baby?
Sure,
Hi.
honey.
Hey,
I'll get that right for you.
I can't see anybody, but I can sure hear you.
Can't see you, buddy.
Not
That's
yet.
good enough.
Come on.
You're probably better off.
Oh, there I am. Hey, there I am. I was.
Hey.
There we go.
Welcome to chaos. Now we don't have anything to talk about. He's on the show now. We can't talk behind his back.
That's all right. That's all right. So what did I miss?
Climate change.
Let's see. We were talking about John likes to wear women's underwear.
Hey, you know what? I used to work out of town a lot.
So abused at this show.
I used to work out of town a lot.
Oh.
I'd be gone so long that when I got home, I'd tell everybody, "Hey, as soon as I get home, I'm gonna rip my wife's underwear off because they were creeping up my butt all day long and driving me
I hear
crazy."
you.
Anyway,
Tough traveling like that.
We were talking about
Sorry.
climate. We were talking about climate anxiety earlier, and we're just trying to say, what are we all doing proactive that maybe we are contributing to help climate change and problems like that. And so I wanted to make the statement of I think homesteads are actually a good way of like using a Ranger Rob cup. Coffee tastes better in a Ranger Rob cup. And so,
you know what? I wish I liked coffee. God damn, it's so good.
actually, it's the poopy bag ones that are the best for the coffee.
It's training.
Aimee was here. She's having computer problems.
That's too
Got a
bad.
question
I
down there.
I saw that just before I raced in the door, told my wife, make my dinner, pretty please, and yeah.
So
Well,
I ate my blueberry. I got it. I already told John in this, but I went to Oliver Lemons, which is a little grocery store in Terrebonne, and the guy, the meat guy that works in the meat department, really nice kid, is always making something unique. So one time he made some chorizo and it was really good. Anyway, he goes, "Oh, you got to try these," and he's got sausage. And I hate buying sausage because of the fact that if it's pork, I'm already raising my own sausage. But anyway, I had sausage links with maple blueberry. I don't know if you ever heard of that before. Anyway, so it actually had blueberries in the casing and maple flavoring in it, and it was kind of funky. It's flavors you don't expect together: blueberry and maple with sausage. But it was okay. It wasn't like ugh. I mean, you could eat it, but it was just so different. I was kind of impressive. So I got to try that. In fact, I finished all the rest of it tonight. So I was showing John and Debbie it, and I'm going, look at this funky looking stuff.
That's all right.
But anyway, learning new.
It kind of made it look like what did the pig eat last?
I know.
Or it was moldy.
You know.
A chunk of
those
mold
those are rabbit raisins in the middle. Anyway, so I got to shoot over to Rev. And are you in North or South Carolina?
North Carolina.
North Carolina.
No, dang.
I'm almost in Virginia. Virginia's right over there.
All right. Right.
Yeah.
Just over there?
Yeah, just over there. Not too far.
Okay. All right.
You got to go by Andy Griffith's house first, but it's right over there.
All right. So what's new going on at your place besides working real hard? Do you have any time to actually work on the property?
Well, last week I tried out that attachment to my tiller that makes it into more or less a plow. And,
wow.
And I rode up my outdoor garden that's in the arena, and it worked really well. It saved a lot of hoeing, you know. So I have been getting a little bit done, but last weekend we tried to concentrate. I'm still trying to train Shane on this halo collar, so I don't have to worry about him running off or anything like that. So that took a little time. I am getting a little bit of stuff done, but when I'm not home, I'm in a hotel, like trying to learn something else, you know, some new way to grow food or something like that. You know what I mean? So I'm always up to something. But I just wish I could be here every night. You know what I mean? That'd be a lot better. But we're getting stuff done little by little.
I remember before I retired from the aerospace company I came from, I was interested in full-time RVing. So I swear I was like, for the last 6 months before I retired, I was watching every single video about full-time RVing and different RVs to use and blah, blah. That was sick. And so it of course, it made it seem like forever for the 6 months to go by, but it was worth it. I learned a lot. It's so nice to have YouTube around and teach yourself all kinds of new tricks.
Yeah, you can hit the ground running with stuff. better. You
Mhm.
know what I mean?
That's
That's
sure.
what happened with us with this farm. You know, when we were on the beach before we sold our beach place and moved out here, my wife would get mad at me. She's like, "Do we have to watch another? Like, we don't even have one blade of grass. We didn't even own one blade of grass." And I'm like, "I'm going to be ready. I'll tell you that." And we were, we were. So it's always good. As much if you want to learn it, you should.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like
I don't think I've ever built so many chicken coops. I mean,
I cannot believe how
John,
many
nobody-
chicken coops you built.
Yeah, nobody
Hey.
has built that many chicken coops ever. You
I know.
you
We
win.
got one more to go. It's
Come
halfway
on.
done.
Holy smokes.
So
The two
Elijah,
side by side just totally baffled me. They look almost exactly the same, except just slight difference on the roof.
so it sounds like Elijah's not that far away from you, Rev.
Is that right? Where is Elijah? I can't read these things. It's way too small.
South Central PA.
South Central PA.
It
Only
said
an hour-
Winchester. Winchester.
Oh, wait.
He's an hour from Winchester.
Oh, hour from Winchester. Okay.
Oh, an hour from Winchester, Virginia.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
what that would be. Yeah, that's not too far. That's not too far.
So, Debbie, and since we're kind of talking a little bit about some of the things you got going, so this week you guys are finished like your third or fourth chicken coop,
Yeah, 4.
and bought 400 or
I got one
500
more.
more chickens.
Yeah, well, I got a house full that are ready to go out. They flew the coop twice today.
The turkeys.
Or the turkeys did. And no, the rocks did too.
Oh, okay.
So they're ready to go out, but I think it's still a little cold. They don't have all their feathers yet. So I have the 2 heat lamps in there warming it up. And then as soon as it's warmed up, they're gone. They're going in the coop. But yeah, so I have babies in 3 coops.
Wow.
And
Nice.
then I have Top Hat in the incubator. It's supposed to start hatching today.
Wow. So
But I
anything?
candled him and I didn't see anything.
Uh-oh.
That's okay. She's already wrote a letter to the company.
Yeah,
Just
I
waiting
asked-
to send it off.
I asked. No, I sent it.
Oh, you did?
I went ahead and sent it and asked him to send me 6 more eggs. Because when I candled them, two of them were completely clear. And the other ones looked like maybe they were going to start, but when I did it last night, I seen absolutely nothing.
Hmm.
And you know how the air pockets on the end? This is halfway up the egg.
Wow.
That's weird.
So yeah. So I
What kind
don't.
of eggs were they?
They were Polish.
Yeah,
The
Polish.
The Polish
Ones with the feathers on the top.
Oh, okay.
that look like
They're
Phyllis
tiny, like about
Diller.
that big.
Phyllis Dillibirds.
Yeah. So I don't think any of those are going to hatch, and they're supposed to start today.
Hmm.
So from what I could see from kindling, there was nothing in them.
It'll be my luck. It'll be next week when she's on her way to Portland. All of a sudden, I've got all these birds hatching.
Yeah, because I have 5 more in the other incubator that are the silky and rocks. So yeah,
Yeah, good gosh.
and then I got my 3 turkey eggs in today.
Where are you putting all the? How many incubators do you have?
That is a lot of birds.
She didn't do this last year. This is all this year.
Yep.
That's because somebody talked me into getting one kind of bird last year.
Just
And
those
it
meat
was
birds.
it was the Rhode Islands, and I
Oh.
wanted
Who did
variety.
that?
You did.
Oh, come on.
I went over to get the lights and the feed and stuff. I come back and he's got 8 birds in the box.
FYI, John, it's always your fault.
I
FYI.
know.
You damn right.
So, you realize that we all team up on this show to see if we can get a spiff going on between Debbie and John.
I keep him straight. That's
Okay.
it.
those darn
Pick your battles, John. Pick your battles.
birds that
He
you
don't
got
know
us.
how.
So these meat birds that you guys got us, it's cost me a fortune. I just had to buy another 100-gallon galvanized tank because the 25 birds in a 100-gallon tank is got really crowded really fast because they grow so darn fast.
And
So I
they
split 'em-
eat. Oh my God, these birds eat.
Yeah, and then
We're going
I've
through
already
feed like
gone
crazy.
through 50 pounds of starter food. 50 pounds.
We're on our second. Yeah.
They're pigs. They're not
Yeah.
chicken.
Thank God it's only 18 weeks, right?
Oh, I'm gonna go broke before then. I had to say, butcher a
were
bunch of
bitching
pigs to
about-
afford the chickens.
And we were bitching about pig food.
Debbie, what do you guys have your meat birds in? The
Right
little-
now they're in one of the coops.
In the
Oh,
brooder.
okay.
We made it into a brooder house. They were in the house first until they got almost all of their wings. And then I took them out there and I have 2 lamps set up for them out there. And now they're down to 1 lamp.
And since our old chicken coop was big enough for 2 brooder houses,
Oh,
divided it right down the center, put one on one side, one on the other.
because you both got them out of the same batch, correct?
Yeah.
And what are they, about 3.5 weeks or so?
They're,
Now they're going on their first month almost.
yeah, I think they're, yeah. We just picked them up. Let me figure what day.
Oh, the 6th.
Yeah, it was the 6th.
6th of February.
Okay. Yeah, so today's the 23rd.
Mhm.
Or no,
So-
6th of March.
Did you get your meat bird yet, John Pearson?
No, April 4th.
Oh, okay,
April
so that's
No,
real
it's
soon.
last month.
Yeah.
It was the 24th of last month. So it's almost a month.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, you're right there. So that's been 4 weeks. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they should be outside.
It's
So
just it's been snowing and so cold
yeah.
with this crazy weather we've been having. I was afraid to put them out there. So I waited an extra week.
But
And
they're
now,
doing great
now
out there.
these guys have to go out. But they don't have all their feathers yet.
Mm-hmm.
But they keep flying out. They have to go out. So I have 6 lamps in the new one.
So you wake up in the middle of the night in bed, there's a little bird on your chest. Beep,
Rob-
beep, 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 beep.
Where
Well-
are yours going, Rob? When they're out of the bins?
They're going into my chicken tractor.
Oh,
That's in the line. So I'm gonna try to keep them in here as long as I can and go straight, hopefully. But I guess if I have to put a heat lamp in there, great, I guess. But
Well,
but
how
my
big's your
plans
brooder?
is what's that?
How big's the brooder? Oh, you got them in that round tub thing, right?
Yeah, I got 2
Oh,
galvanized tanks that they're growing out of. So I've split them up. So now there's only 14 and 15 or whatever 12 and 13 or something like that in each one. So they should be able to stay in there longer now in the shop the barn shop area before I do put them in the chicken tractors because it's too cold for them.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
So Eliza, I have 5 turkeys. Would that be enough for a group to keep them warm? Because he
Versus,
left a comment.
Yeah. If you put enough in the group
Yeah.
out there, they'll be okay. And then I put boiling water in a pot and set it out there at night.
Well, with our 2 heat lamps, that should definitely keep them warm enough.
oh, I would think so.
Yeah.
Shit, I'd sleep out there.
You want the big one, the medium, or the small one?
And Reb, I don't remember. I don't know why I'm just having a brain fluff today. And are you doing meat birds this year?
Yeah, our meat birds come next month sometime.
God, you guys are slow.
I know.
Here's
Well,
an
we everybody's ordering them. So we were getting them as quick as we could, but that was just the delivery date we could get. That was,
Yeah.
all there was
Actually, we
to it.
wouldn't have been this early if we didn't have Debbie doing all of our homework. So Debbie's the one that really
Yeah, I
hit
know, right?
the ground running. Before you know it, she's going, "Hey, I got us meat birds." It's like, okay, guess we're getting meat birds.
Hey, for $1.80 a bird,
God, that's
you
a
gotta jump
great
on
price.
it. Yeah, you gotta jump on it.
Yeah, and I gotta tell you, those are the healthiest damn birds I've ever seen. But
Oh,
they're eating machines.
And
Yeah.
they're friendly as heck.
Yeah,
Yeah.
ours just
Friendly
keep
as
running
heck.
up to us and everything.
Look, there's a couple I'll go out there and they'll go right up my leg.
Huh? Do the meat birds have issues like pasty butt and all that kind of stuff, or not really?
I only had two. Two had it. They're all-purpose birds. They lay eggs or they're a meat bird. But yeah, out of all the chicks I've done so far, which is what, 20 something,
Yeah.
not counting the Red Rangers, I've only had 4 that's had the pasty butt.
Oh, I tell you what, I got 9 the other day, last week. I got just egg layers from one of the local feed stores, and 2 of them horrible pasty butt. I'm still dealing with it. We lost one. I opened up the little brooder and I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then I clapped, and there's 9. Unfortunately, 9 was the foot warmer and didn't make it. So.
I was watching I think it was Sheraton Farms and stuff, but he was throwing grass clippings in his brooding houses to help with that pasty butt stuff. So I don't know if it works or not, but he swore by it.
Oh, you did vinegar.
Vinegar?
Not for the little ones.
Oh,
I just give apple vinegar to all my chickens and the pigs. But the little ones, they got the yellow water stuff that they have.
yeah.
But yeah, I've only had 4 so far that's had that.
I give all my birds Fireball. They're always happy.
Oh, I'm sure they are.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
Keep them warm.
Cinnamon's healthy.
So
Hey,
by the way, so last weekend, and I think it's coming out in videos now, but we got one of our younger pigs in with Sparky. And so we were just, kind of worried to see how well Sparky would do. And the first couple of hours, it was just, I'll sniff you if you sniff me type back and forth. But there was no fighting, no problems. Now they snuggle up together and
Whoa.
stuff. And anyway, so yeah, the young Fireball or pig, bigger piglet merged with big old Sparky, and he didn't kill him. So I was really happy about that.
We walked over, or we went by the pen. Didn't even know the pig was there.
Yeah, he
You could
was
see
laying.
Sparky, but you couldn't see the other one.
Yeah, he was laying right next to Sparky, and all I could I spotted his ear. So yeah, they're best buds. I think you need to keep him.
Yeah, I'm kind of glad. So what I decided to do is I have 5 piglets that are going to be processed for our company for USDA. So I decided to let 2 of them go longer, and I probably won't process them till like June or July, which will make them humongous. They'll be 300-pound pigs.
Better get an appointment, Rob. I'm telling you, they're filled up.
I guess Sandy over there in Oregon, they don't have that
Oregon.
they don't have that problem. You can kind of drop in. So anyway, but yeah, I got to work that. But I've had my hands full just getting these guys processed and all that. So everything went pretty smooth. But I felt like I was pressed for time today trying to get. It took longer for him to get those processed than I thought. So anyway, but we're getting on top of it.
When are they getting processed?
Oh yeah, we processed 3 pigs today.
Oh, okay. Did they
They're
just
from the same family that your pigs came from?
from the same that not the well? I came from the second batch.
Did you? Oh,
Yeah.
Used to be the first batch. So
Yeah, he came from Dickey's batch.
Yeah,
that's right. Okay,
Yeah.
so these were the older ones. A
So
month
3,
older.
did they dispatch them on site, or did they haul them off, or what did they do?
My backyard looks like a slaughter. Like a murder took place in the backyard.
Yeah,
Ah,
let me tell you, it happened today.
Hey, Rob,
So 3
also just take some hay, throw it down over the splotches. The hay will soak that blood right up.
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll do that because it looks terrible out there. It's just
Yeah.
it's
So do
puddles
I.
everywhere.
It's hard to get used to, but it's a necessity. But yeah.
I will correct you, John.
Mm.
I will never get used to seeing that. Today was the first. You missed the first part of the show.
Yeah.
Today was my first. And yeah, no, it will never happen again. I
It
will
was
not
kinda like-
watch that again.
It was kind of like watching Charlie in the Chocolate Factory. The
Exactly.
girl that ate the
Oompa
blueberry.
loompas.
She was pretty purple. So she looked like that one girl that ate too many blueberries.
You're so full of it.
Yeah. So,
No, I'm pretty sure I said this is bullshit. I'm leaving.
And you did.
she wasn't very polite about it or anything. It was pretty demanding. It's like, I'm
Yeah,
getting the hell
no.
out of here. So,
Pigs are my thing, and that just is no, it's wrong.
Debbie,
I'm not
were
gonna
you
watch
guys?
it again.
I missed the first part of the show. Were you guys out there?
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, you were. Okay.
Yeah.
I asked them to come over because I wasn't sure if I've never had more than one pig at a time. So I had 3 to take care of. So I was afraid that they might freak out and go through the premier fencing and stuff, but they didn't.
Yeah.
So they really didn't. It was nice to have them there, and I was so grateful. But unfortunately, all we did was try to make Debbie turn purple.
Well, darn it. No, I tell you
Yeah.
what, the first time we dispatched our first 2 pigs, Mindy plugged her ears and she cried. She did.
I did.
It's sad.
I couldn't get my breath. It's like
Yeah.
it's not what I expected. I expect him to shoot him, it go down.
No.
And of course a little bit of movement. But this guy was running in the air.
Oh.
And it's like, and then he cut his throat like super fast, like he didn't kill him right. And so
Oh.
he cut him, and that's fine. Blood and all that don't bother me at all. But I didn't think he did it right, and I thought he was still alive, and that's why he cut his throat in the manner that he did. And that's when I lost it. This is bullshit. And I was all
No.
He actually did.
breathe. It was
The
horrible.
guy actually did 3 really almost perfect kills, and but it's
last
hard to
one was
watch.
That's how
What's
they're
that?
supposed to go down. The last one he did was the best.
That was
Oh,
amazing. Yeah.
Their legs are supposed to lock up, and he drops
Yep.
Yeah.
just like that.
No, this one did not
got-
do that.
You got 2 minutes, Rob.
I do.
Dang it.
You did,
Wow.
This
about
show
that?
is too short.
right?
I need the graphics just for that. This show is too short. We made a new graphic for you didn't get to see it yet. Question is, where is Rev today? Could he?
Nice. I like that.
That's great.
Are you home right now, Rev?
I'm the
You got
winner,
to take a
yes,
guess.
he's
I'm
the
not just going to
best
tell you.
Well, and looking at the background, you're in North Carolina.
I am in North Carolina.
Yeah, see, I can tell you. I can see the stars, right? The way they line up right there behind you.
You're not allowed to use constellations to figure out where we're at.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna have to put up a green screen or something.
Yeah. Well, the old shows you usually like you're in prison, but you're moving up in the world.
Yeah. I got to keep you guessing.
So apparently, guys, my show's over with. So I guess we better say goodbye to everybody. So I want to thank John. Thanks for coming in. I'm glad you made it. I know you're working. And Rev, he does the same thing. He pops in when he can. Sometimes he's got both of these guys at the bottom here have they're working people, so they got to pay for all that pig feed.
Oh, geez.
And
And,
Aimee, she was here.
Yeah.
Amy
Yeah.
was.
Amy
She was.
was.
She's
Mitch Aimee.
definitely. Yep. But anyway, I want to thank everybody for being on the show today. And I want to thank Debbie and John for helping me out with my pigs being processed today. And
Thanks for making me cry.
yeah, I'm
Appreciate
so
it.
sorry. I felt so
It's
bad.
healthy.
So anyway, guys, thank you very much. I want to say goodbye to everybody who's been watching, and leave comments below and say hello. And if you got things you want us to talk about next week, let us know. So, guys, bye.
Bye.
Oh, you know what? I
Graphics.
gotta quit doing that.
Graphics.
I forgot. I need to. I need Rev. Okay, ready?
Yeah. Graphics.
This video is made possible by Ranger Rob Poopy Bags, available in Amazon right now. Thank you very much for watching our video. Please take the time to like, subscribe, and share our videos all over the whole wide world. Thanks.